Hello everybody, BlindWarriorSven here. Street Fighter 6 came out last week and I'm going to review the accessibility of the game. In this video I'm talking about the menu navigation and how blind people are able to navigate in this game. Street Fighter 6 has a lot of different menus that you come across. Some of them have speech feedback, but unfortunately not all of them, or most of them I would say. But there are still some tools that you can use to navigate through the menu and at least know where you are. Of course, I will also tell some recommendations for the developers later in this video, but first I will show you how to navigate in the menu as a blind user. So I opened the game and we are currently in the first menu where you can find the open world, the battle hub and the fighting grounds. So let's go to the fighting grounds.
Fighting ground.
There we are. So in this menu, when you move over an option, it will tell you where you are. The stupid thing only is, for example, if you are on practice, you have many options like training, like combo trials, and a few others. But it's not saying those options, so it would be very nice if also those options will be spoken out by the voice. But let's say that you have a failing controller and the controller have been doing like this. I have no idea now where I am in the menu. But to get a clue of where I am, I can just simply hold the up button and it will stop at the first position, and I know that that is training. The same is doing it for the down button. So instead of scrolling further like it is doing now, if you hold your button, it will stop at the right position. And this can be very helpful in case you are in big menus such as, now let's say the audio options. Let's take a look. So I press the start button here. And I know that options is on the second menu, on the second line. So I press down once and I press 4 times to the right. This is options. But let's say that I've missed an input and I want to correct myself. I can just hold back the left button and we start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes an interesting part though, guys, because in this menu you have different pages, I will call it, which you can switch from between with your L1 and R1 button on your controller, like this. The only thing is, there is no way for me to know where I am on the screen. So let's say that I accidentally pressed twice and I lost count of it. I have no way to tell if I'm on the first one again. So holding your R button, for example, does not have the same effect as what I did in the previous menu by holding down or holding up. So that is something which could be improved to have the same effect so that you can always go back to the first option in the menu. So I go to audio settings, it's to the left, and in this setting again up and down is working. So let's go to this option, and here you can again scroll up and down in case you get lost. What I also realize now is that if you want to turn on or off or change a setting, the trick by holding the button doesn't work, because if I'm constantly pressing right at the moment and it switches between the available options. So it would be very useful if the developers would program this. These menus, like to the right is on, to the left is off, or if there are multiple options, that it will just stop at the end and that it is not cycling through the different options like it is doing right now. And even holding the button is not helping me a bit, because I have no idea where it stops right now. So when it comes to menus, Going up and down in most menus or going left and right in many menus, you can help yourself by just holding the button in case you get lost. Switching between pages with the L1 and the R1 button doesn't work that great, especially when you get lost, because there is no way to correct yourself in case you press a wrong button or something like that. And also for this kind of options, yeah, the trick that I showed you doesn't work either. So if Capcom is willing to correct this and make all the options the same, then yeah, that would be wonderful. And of course, it would be even better if all menus have the speech feedback like we have in the previous menu. But I don't know how difficult it is to program. So my first recommendations for this kind of menus is, first, make sure that the L1 and the R1 buttons are also able to bring you back to the very first page or the very last page, depending on which one you are pressing. And second, if you have a menu like I just showed you with audio settings, that you can switch between, let's say, wide volume or narrow volume, make sure that it is not cycling there as well, because as a blind user, you get lost at some point and there is no way for you to correct yourself. A last note that I also would like to mention about menus is that there are some menus that will remember your last position. For example, in training mode, when you go to the dummy settings, let's say that you skip training afterwards and the next day you go again back to training and you open the same menu, it directly points you toward the last position you have visited before. So let's say that you change your dummy into CPU controlled and you forgot that, or somebody else did that for you, and you want to quit your training session. You first have to figure out how on which page am I, how can I go back to the first page where the quit option is the bottom one. So that is quite something to think about when you are blind to use in this menu system. And it can be solved by the recommendations that I earlier gave in this video. Hey, I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching. And if you want to support me and this video, please give a like and follow the channel. Have a nice day, everybody. Bye bye.